Welcome to Year 4. Staff in Year 4. So the phase leader is Miss Horn. Then in Ash class, our teachers are Mrs. Roberts and Miss Park. In Chestnut class, we have Mrs. Blagg and Mrs. Cairns and Mrs. Merker. Aims of the year. So we are always working on increasing children's confidence in learning and being around the school. We want to create independent learners. Therefore, we are also looking at social skills, how to form ways that children can work together as a team and with partners, and to build and maintain relationships with peers and adults in and around the school. This year, we have some really exciting topics for the children to get stuck into. In fact, we've already begun our journey with the ancient Greeks, and they have immersed themselves in Greek mythology, the gods and goddesses, the mythical beasts. In addition to this, we will look at the Romans and study their legacy on us today, and also the early Anglo-Saxons. In geography, we will be looking at weather and also some trade links, an in-depth study into Bristol and trading. So lots of things that the children can really dive into and learn lots of different things. As a federation, and many schools across Swindon and across the country, we are still reflecting on that learning and thinking about those gaps that we may have missed due to being in lockdown and not being able to be in school as a team. So they are things that we still consider and will be thinking about when we're planning your children's journey and planning their learning. Homework. So we aim to hit a balance between that formalised approach to learning, but also that creative and open-ended challenges that the children love. So our weekly homework will be spellings, reading and maths. Sometimes these maths activities will be set online through Mathletics and TT Rockstars. We will set homework on a Friday, and it is then to be completed by the following Thursday. As you can see at the bottom here, we will be beginning homework on the 24th of September. How can you help out with maths homework? So here's just some ideas of things that maybe you could do at home if you want to help your children to get the best out of their homework. So obviously giving them that support. Now, this could come in the form of reading them a question. If we send home maths homework with some questions to answer, just hearing that question read aloud can really help a child to succeed with the question. On our website, we actually have a calculation policy which explains how every year group completes certain methods. So how addition is completed in year 4, the method will be on that policy. A big one here is practice telling the time. Obviously in school we do lots on telling the time, but something like this needs to be done every day. So just that checking in with them. If they ask you what the time is, see if you can work it out together. Help your children to check through their work. So if they come to you and say, we've completed all our homework, have a little look at it together. See if they can talk you through it. See if they can explain it to you. Encourage them to verbally tell you. Maybe they could even teach you what we're doing at school. Reading. Each child will be given a reading record. Now, we really at Rawton Junior School love to focus on that enjoyment of reading, a real passion for books and all the things that come along with it. We also want you to focus on that developing that reading stamina, so reading for slightly longer periods of time, and then that expression. So can they use that intonation in their voice when they're reading aloud? Now, we would expect you and your child to read at least 5 times a week and to write in the reading record every time you read. Now, that could be a mixture of you and the children writing in the reading record. And then obviously bringing that reading record into school with them every day so that in school, if an adult listens to them read, they can also write in the reading record. Some top tips for reading at home. So we encourage them to read a wide range of texts. So not just fiction. How about some non-fiction in there? Or from a news page like Newsround, they have great articles on there. Also, don't forget audiobooks. Audiobooks are a fantastic tool for children to listen to and to pick up new pieces of vocabulary, or even an audiobook alongside a physical book so they can see the words as they are listening to the words. Try to listen to your child read. Ask them questions. What did they think about the character? Or what do they think is going to happen next in the story? Or look at a front cover of a book. Look at this front cover. What do you think this story might be about? Why do you think it's going to be about that? Help them with the different skills of reading. Things like skim reading, that as adults we do quite frequently. Can they pick certain words out of the text? And then test their knowledge of vocabulary. What does that word mean? Very often you can read the word, but you might not know what it means. So just some top tips when you're reading at home. Now, in year 4, we have a times table check at the end. It became statutory for all children in year 4 to complete a times table test in June. Now, it's computer-based and it only lasts about 5 minutes. It's very similar to the format of TT Rockstars, which is why that's a really good resource to practice. The children will have up to 6 seconds to complete the answer, and it will be up to any times table, 12 times 12. The results are then used internally for us to inform any areas which we are not secure on. And really importantly, the children will not be required to resit it, but it would be really helpful if you're continuing to practice in those times tables at home. We are going to do lots of times table practice in year 4 this year. Here are some ideas that you can use. So obviously TT Rockstars is a brilliant resource for you guys to use at home. There's one here in blue that is a screenshot from something called Hit the Button, which is a web-based game that's free. That is a fantastic resource to practice times tables. There's lots of other things here, so you can use arrays, you can use things like pasta, I think they're using there to represent different ones, lots of chanting, songs. There's lots of different ways at home you can practice learning times tables. Have fun with it, enjoy learning them, turn it into a game. That's what we will be doing in school, times table bingo, and all different things like that that makes it enjoyable for them to learn these number facts. Times tables are so important and they actually help with so many other areas of maths. A positive approach. So at Rawton Junior School and across the Federation, we take a real positive approach to behaviour. We have our do it, use it, own it. We're always encouraging children to own their behaviour and to be real role models for the rest of the school. And now your children in year 4, they are those role models to those year 3 children. They line up in the same area. We're down in lower school altogether. So it's a real chance for the year 4 children to shine and be those role models to those year 3s. We also have weekly celebration assemblies where fantastic work and behaviour is rewarded and celebrated. And ultimately, we want all children at Rawton Primary Federation to feel like we are all part of a tribe and to have that pride to be part of our team. Now, obviously, we do have a behaviour ladder and an escalation procedure where if there is anything that needs to be dealt with, it is at first port of call is the class teacher or the TA. Then if we feel that needs to be escalated, it goes to our phase leader, Miss Horn. And then finally, Miss Horn would make a decision if she feels it needs to go to the senior management team. PE kit. So our PE days for term 1 are Mondays and Fridays, and they wear their PE kit in all day. So obviously we have the blue school t-shirts with their house name on the back. If you have any problems with this, please let us know. It is always best to not wear earrings on these days. We do have tape if they can't come out. Advisable to make sure hair is tied up on a Monday and Friday. At the moment, we're not sure when swimming is happening, but we will keep you updated with any further information on that. And we wanted to say a massive thank you for uniform being labelled. We've already had some jumpers being returned to our classroom at the end of the day that have been left outside because it has been so warm, and they've all been labelled, so they've managed to find their way back to their owners. So big thank you. Water bottles, seen lots of fancy water bottles with their names on them, which is brilliant. It means we can clearly see who they belong to. Again, with lunch boxes, they are something that often get left on the trolley at the end of the lunchtime. So if they're labelled, again, they can make their way back to their owners. Also a reminder, even though we're having a nice sunny spell at the moment, coats for winter, making sure that they've got their coats and they are definitely labelled. Now I've got on here about snacks. We do have a long morning. They are in school from 8:30 till 12:10, which is our lunchtime. So it's really advisable to have a mid-morning snack. Now we say a healthy snack, fruits, crackers, cheese, all those things that are healthy snack that will give them lots of energy, therefore giving them lots of brain power to do learning in that last part of the morning. Just wanted to highlight the open classrooms. They were on the calendar that came out to you. So the week beginning the 13th of September, all the classrooms will be open from 3 till 3:30 for you to pop in, see your child's classroom, see where they're sitting, and get a feel for the environment. And just a reminder, as it is on our risk assessment, please can adults wear a mask when they are in the school building? Big thank you. Just some places to make you aware of. Here is the address to our website. Again, it's really useful for some policies, for the maths policy with all the maths guidance on. It also has information on websites you can use for learning. We also do have a Twitter feed which will post out certain tweets if there's anything we need to get out to you quickly. Obviously, we will still continue to use text messaging and emails to get in contact with you as well. And then finally, our getting in touch page. If you have any questions at all about anything I've mentioned in this meeting, or you have any other questions, here are our emails. As you can see, there are our surname, then our initial, and then rawtonfederation.co.uk. You've also got Miss Horn on there and the junior head email. Or we are outside at the end of the day if you want to grab us on the playground at the end of the day with any questions. Thank you so much for listening, and it's going to be an absolutely brilliant year in Year 4, and we are really looking forward to getting to know your children and doing lots of fantastic hands-on and interactive learning. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.